Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's final video, day 10 will take us to the 8th of October. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS and ECM ensembles, maybe on a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. Gets us into the first half of October. No, gets us into the, well, into the second half of October actually. And I shall get time back for you in a moment. Just say about the first video series, our 6 UK weather forecast. We've also released a weekend forecast. And big update today was released, which is the first winter 2024-25 seasonal model roundup, getting all of the long range models together for the first time this season, see what they're all showing from the world's leading forecast centres, and there's 14 of them to get through, so it's been an epic. Check out the first seasonal roundup for winter 24-25 if you'd like to. I've got a winter update coming up tomorrow, of course, more about that at the end of the video. But the first thing I've got to say about, of course, is the calendar. We've done another calendar reveal. Can you believe we've only got 2 more reveals to go now? So today we have revealed October, tomorrow we'll do November, and then our final reveal for December will be on Monday. And then the calendar will be going on sale on Tuesday. We'll be putting the calendar on sale on Tuesday the 1st of October. But let's have a look at our October from James 098. And actually, there it is on the front cover. So our October image photo is our front cover photo as well for the 2025 calendar. So, sorry everyone, it was created by James 098. It's the photos from James. The calendar has been created by James as well. So, thank you so much to James 098 for submitting this photo, and congratulations for having this included in the calendar during or for October. And well done, my friend. Love it, love it, love it. That's about as autumnal as it gets. That's about as Octoberish as you can get, really. Isn't it? So I love that. Thank you so much, James. As I say, we've only got 2 more reveals to go for November and December. We're doing November tomorrow, and then December will be on Monday. Then the calendar on sale, £12.50, £10 a calendar, £2.50 postage and packaging. I think that's pretty reasonable price, and you'll be able to send that through to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal page or PayPal account, and we will then get your calendar out to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for submitting their photos for the 2025 calendar. Been an amazing project to work. I've had an absolute blast working on this, and I can't wait, to do the final 2 reveals. Goodness gracious me! So stand by for those. Thanks so much, James, as well, for creating our calendar for us and for submitting that October photo. Right, let's start the video. We're going to begin in the tropical, subtropical Atlantic. Lots of interest areas. So let's deal with Helene, first of all. That's now post-tropical, giving maximum sustained winds of 25 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 992 millibars. I think that's pretty much done now, and we'll be dying a death, over the US. Now, where should we go next? Okay, so we've got a yellow X just here. That is disturbance 1. Has a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, but a 60% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. That could well become our next interest area. Right, let's deal with Isaac next. We've got Hurricane Isaac giving maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 968 millibars. Isaac is going to be pushing north-northeastwards through the course of the coming week. Her position is there, going to be going in that direction through the coming week. And we'll be going post-tropical in the cooler waters of the central North Atlantic by the beginning of next week. Right, that's that done. And then got Tropical Storm Joyce just here, currently giving maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 1,004 millibars. It doesn't look like Joyce is going to become a hurricane, so at the moment Joyce is just there And by around Monday, Tuesday, Joyce will be going into a post-tropical depression and probably dying a death by that point. So quite a bit going on, but it doesn't look like not too much to worry about in terms of a large-scale impact at this stage. Obviously, we've got to wait and see what happens, though, with this disturbance area just here, and we shall keep you posted. Central England temperature has ticked down a little bit more. We are now sitting at 14.5. That is just 0.9 of a degree above 61 to 1990 average. It's provisional to yesterday, to the 27th of September. Thinking the city going to come in around 14.0 to 14.3, let's say 14.2, 14.3, something like that. Now, in below 14s, we shall know on Tuesday exactly where that is going to land. These are the 500 millibar high-only flow charts, Penn State University, for next week, 10 days. We've got the ECM WF on the top and the GFS down here on the bottom. So 500 millibars, 85 feet, is an area in the action, high pressure and low pressure. I've been moved around by the jet stream running above. Yellow, red and orange extrapolates to above average height, which is high pressure. Blue to below average height, which is low pressure. In the 7 to 10 day time frame, the ECM is bringing back northern blocking. Check this out. High pressure through the North Atlantic going up to Greenland and all the way back into the Arctic with a trough of low pressure across the North and West Europe. That's going to bring the wind into colder northerly. It's looking cold and unsettled there into the second week of October. But GFS is very different. Does still have pretty strong blocking within high latitudes, but the ridge extends down through the western side of Europe and actually connects back to the Azores side down towards Spain and Portugal. So just a lot of high pressure there through the west of Europe. Should be mostly dry, that comes off, and probably relatively warmish as well as we lift the wind up from more of a southwesterly direction. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We're at Liverpool today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Liverpool, starting off, of course, pretty cold at the moment. Just say generally below average for the next week as well, though we do get a little bit of a tick up there at the start of next week, but that's associated, of course, with low pressure. Towards the end of next week, a bit of a lift up again as well. And then we slide away, so through the second week of October, just looking relatively cool. Precipitation-wise, we've got another deluge to come. Sunday into Monday, Sunday night into Monday. Then drier through most of the middle second half of next week, but turning more unsettled from next weekend. And those more unsettled conditions lasting through the second week of October as well. Temperature anomaly from the 28th of September, 6th of October, a little bit below average, but not a particularly big deviation. And precipitation anomaly from the 28th of September, 6th of October, drier than average in the north and south, but a little bit wetter through the central swathe of the country. Our latest wind from northschool.net shows that we've got a little ridge of high pressure across the country today. However, low pressure is lurking in the Atlantic. It's waiting in the wings, and well, that's going to give us another soaking. Certainly through to Monday. There's Isaac, by the way. That's Hurricane Isaac just there. Right, well, let's start going through chart data. Let's have a latest UK Met Euro run. It's looking big night on Tuesday. Low pressure bringing a very unsettled start to next week. By midnight Tuesday, low pressure heading out into the North Sea. It's looking cool or quite cold and wet through the early part of next week. Then high pressure builds in through the middle part of the week. Should bring mostly dry weather. Pleasant by day, probably quite chilly though by night. By the time we get through to the end of next week, high pressure is slipping away again with the next area of low heading in from off the Atlantic. So it's just a 2 or 3 day window of drier weather for about Wednesday to Friday, and then low pressure back in, bring more wet weather for next weekend. I can't, with that low pressure again exiting away to the east on Tuesday, and then into Wednesday and Thursday, high pressure builds down from the northwest, bringing a lot of dry weather with it. High pressure hanging around to the end of next week, but by next weekend, all the signs are there. But the high pressure slipping away and low pressure starting to come back in from off the Atlantic. So next weekend turning increasingly unsettled again. Notice down here we have got some sort of tropical storm or hurricane. Looks like a hurricane moving into the North Atlantic. I would assume that's disturbance 1, the icon is developing into a hurricane through the course of the coming week. I don't think that would be Joyce or Isaac. Might be, but I don't think so. I would assume that's disturbance 1, or an as yet undeveloped sort of system. But that's one to keep an eye on. Now we haven't got the KMA today. That's not updated, unfortunately, since yesterday. So we'll move straight on to the GFS midnight run. Again, we've got low pressure more or less over top of country midnight on Tuesday, moving away to the east through Wednesday and Thursday. It's high pressure builds down from the north, mostly dry then into the second half of next week. And the GFS midnight run then keeps a high pressure hanging around into next weekend. By Sunday, just some showery bursts moving into the far northwest of Scotland, but otherwise fairly high and dry and keeping quite a bit of high pressure going up to day 10 as well, as we saw on the 500 millibar high anomaly flow chart from Penn State University. However, eventually we do break that high pressure down by around day 11. We turn more unsettled and then go off and running into a spell of cool, wet, showery weather through the remainder of the second week of October. This gets us to the 14th of October. We've got high pressure out to west, low pressure to the east. We bring down a cool and showery northwesterly wind. Let's have a look at 6Z by comparison. Super GFS 6Z run. Again, low pressure just on the coast of East Anglia on Tuesday. Could bring more wet weather into eastern regions and quite a cold northeast wind as well. For the middle part of the week, then high pressure builds in across the northwest Europe, brings mainly dry weather in with it. That high pressure still in control for Friday, but the GFS 6Z is breaking down at high pressure much more quickly than the midnight run. So as early as next Saturday, low pressure is starting to return from off the Atlantic with wet weather coming in, and an unsettled, an unsettled weekend. And next weekend, cool as well. Low pressure shifting to the south and the east, and a blocking area of high pressure coming back to Greenland and Iceland brings wind in from the north and from the northeast. That will have a chill to it, and there will be spells of rain as well. That's a setup at day 10, northern blocking around Greenland, Iceland, low pressure centred over Denmark, and a very cool, showery northerly wind. And low pressure keeps on coming then as we go into the second week of October through the extended range as well. All the time we keep wind in from the north or northwest direction, so will be cool as well. That's how we end up with the GFS 6. They're starting to bring up a rather warmer southerly type flow by then, but still unsettled, still plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic Ocean. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you everyone for doing that. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. Thank you everyone for doing that. We need to put around 18 subscribers. That's down to 18.8k. So it's all the 18s today. If you could give us a sub, that'd be absolutely incredible and awesome. Thank you everyone for doing that. GM. Again, for low pressure on top of country on Tuesday. Plenty of unsettled weather with that. But low pressure gradually shifting away into continental Wednesday and Thursday. High pressure building down from the north, turning mostly dry, but probably quite chilly, especially at night. And that high pressure doesn't hang around for very long. Next weekend brings low pressure back in from off the Atlantic as the high pressure goes north up towards Greenland and Iceland. And so by days 9 and 10, we're looking cold and wet. A big blocking area of high pressure over Greenland, big trough of low pressure through the north and the west of Europe. That'll be plenty of rain with it. And we're pulling in, well, on the north side of lows anyway, we're pulling in the cold north or northeasterly wind there. And then finally got the ECM looking like this. So low pressure clears away to the east through the early part of next week. Takes a while though, so this is midnight Wednesday, still bringing in that northeasterly flow. That could still be feeling showers into east and southeastern parts of the country. However, by Wednesday, Thursday, high pressure gets out of the way, go to high pressure. High pressure brings a drier end to next week. Probably quite cold by night, but pleasant by day. Again, the high pressure doesn't hang around very long. By next weekend, low pressure's back in, bringing more spells of wet and, wet weather in with it. Plenty of rain coming in with that. And eventually we shift wind back round to the north and to the northeast as well as we go through today's 9 and 10. So cool and showery. And you'll notice there is the remains of a hurricane and or tropical storm in the Atlantic just there. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Precipitation.com. So we've got window of dry weather at the moment, but wet weather back in by tomorrow afternoon into southwest corner. And then plenty of rain to come for England and Wales, especially from Sunday into Monday. Mostly dry for Scotland, but some showers likely there. But it looks like potentially a very wet day for some parts of the country, especially with central way through here. Then into Tuesday, well, showers still coming in from the east on those northeast winds, but then we turn drier through the middle part of the week for rain returns next weekend. Further wet weather heading back in from off the Atlantic next weekend. And then we're into showery conditions with those northeast winds around day 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble stage 4 day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 8th of October. 11 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure blocking in the North Atlantic out towards Greenland. And there's a trough of low pressure to the north and the east country. That looks cool, maybe quite cold. And unsettled with winds in from the northeast. We've got 9 including control in the operation room. Again, with low pressure to the east, high pressure. Let's change the colour. It's out to, no, I haven't changed it. Let's change the colour. High pressure is out to the west. And again, we're drawing down wind from a northerly direction. So that looks potentially quite cold and unsettled as well at day 10. We've got 9 members of the ECM ensembles, high pressure more towards the west-northwest, mainly dry, but could be rather cool with that, and showery conditions into the south. We've got 8 with deep low pressure right over top of West Europe, combined with blocking in the Atlantic. That looks cold and wet. We've got another 8 with low pressure just to the southwest, high pressure is to the east, and we're drawing up perhaps a slightly warmer southerly flow about. And then finally got 6 with high pressure between Iceland and Greenland. And around that, we will bring the wind in from more of an easterly direction. No range of options at day 10, but most of them look pretty cool and unsettled, I have to say. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. There we go to the 13th of October. 17 members of the ECM ensembles with a mid-Atlantic ridge and a trough of low to the east. Again, that brings the wind down from the north, so cool and showery. We've got 16 with low pressure to the south and the east, high pressure to the north and west, so looking quite cold and wet with that. We've got 12 with low pressure just to the west-southwest, draw up a southerly flow. That looks unsettled, quite wet and cool. And then we've got 6 with high pressure over to the east country, low pressure out to the west. That could be a bit drier and warmer, but it is very much a minority option. If you put the 17 together with 16 and the 12, most of the options are looking unsettled still. At day 14, goodness gracious me. And then finally, we've got GFS 2, it's a 500 millibar height and 9 bring down into week periods. The first week period takes from 28th September, 4th of October. Next week, with high pressure out to west-northwest and also to southwest. Low pressure is to the east. Overall, looking rather cool and showery, I think, for the opening days of October. Week 2 looks even more unsettled. It's the 5th to the 11th of October. Proper blocking around Greenland again, with deep low pressure through the north and west Europe. Jet stream doing something like that. So from cold type jet stream, we're in a trough of low pressure through northwest Europe. That looks wet and cold. Week 3 will be the 12th to the 18th of October. Lots of low pressure from the Atlantic into West Europe. That looks unsettled and wet. And then finally, we've got week 4, which will be the 19th, 25th of October. Lots of low pressure over and to west of the country. Spells of rain to come. Probably milder, though, as with lots of northern blocking and shifted the wind round to a west-southwesterly. So temperature will probably pick up a bit, but we just go from cold rain to warmer rain or less cold rain, I suppose, there through the middle part of October. But it's a long way off, so we'll see. And time will tell. Okay, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And share everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? So, what do you think about this and all of our videos and content? And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. And share everyone for doing that. I'll just tell you what's happening on my channel tomorrow. Big day tomorrow again. We've got 6 AM UK weather forecasts kicking it all off. But at 10 AM, we will have the 5th winter 24-25 update. Going to be absolutely epic. Going to start the swingometer. You've all been waiting for the swingo to return. So you will see the swingometer for the first time this season as the first thing that you see after my intro on the 5th winter update tomorrow, as well as all of the other usual winter updates goodness. And we will be live then at 5:30 5. We will have our Sunday live stream back. Not 6 o'clock. This week was I'm going to see the Empire Strikes Back. Episode 5. Star Wars Episode 5. The Empire Strikes Back. At City World in Northampton tomorrow evening. So because of that, half an hour earlier for the live stream again this week. So 5:30, 6:30 will be live discussing the 5th winter update and today's season 1 roundup, I suppose. We'll do a 10-14 there and we'll have some long range into the mix with that one as well. So it's going to be an absolute epic day tomorrow. I shall see you all for that, I suppose. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But for this one and for today's video, that's all for now. I've got a busy afternoon and evening ahead of me. The 5th winter update, getting that together. But whatever you're doing, you enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.